Greetings. Today is Saturday, October 10th, and it's Acts chapter 10. We're really starting to get started. So we're introduced to Cornelius, the centurion, a Gentile, in an episode I like to call Baptism Without Circumcision. Okay, this is what's going on here. So we're introduced to Cornelius, a centurion, a definite Gentile, not a Jew, but somebody who is observant. He's been giving to the causes. He's been praying. He has this very observant and obedient, holy household that he has, and in Joppa. And so he's at 3:00. An angel visits him and says to send for Simon, who is called Peter, at the house of Simon. So it's Simon and Simon by the seaside, at the house of Simon. And there's another name for this Simon guy, and I kind of forgot what it was. Send for Simon, a tanner. He's a tanner. So it's very specific. 3:00 in the afternoon. Simon, who is called Peter, at the house of Simon the tanner by the seaside. You will find the house. So he sent 2 servants to go to Peter's house, Simon's house, where Peter was staying. In the meantime, Peter is taking a nap and has a dream. The dream that I often call the picnic blanket of animals that comes down from the sky. The person in the dream speaks to him and says, "Peter, get up, kill, and eat." And he says, "No, I would not do that. I never put anything profane on my lips," because we have these Levitical laws about what's good to eat, not good to eat, kosher, that kind of thing. So this is, somebody asked me once, "What's your life verse?" This is pretty close to it. I like this verse. It is Acts 10:15, part B, the second half of it. It says that the voice said to Peter in his dream, "What God has made clean, you must not call profane." Okay? What God has made clean, you must not call profane. Turning the things that he thought were excluded by God are no longer excluded by God. So he's got his mind changed about this. So they show up at Simon the tanner's house. He knows they're coming because he saw it in the vision. He goes with them. Now, they're Gentiles. He shouldn't accompany them at all. They are Tameh. They are just outside of the temple. They are not clean people. But he goes with them because he's had this vision and he's turned around about it. And when he gets there, Cornelius falls down and worships Peter. Peter quickly makes him stand up and corrects him and says that I'm just a human being. And then Peter makes this confession about the Gentiles before he says, "Why did you bring me here?" And Cornelius says, "Well, we've been observant, and I had this vision at 3:00. This very hour yesterday, I had this vision, and it told me to get in touch with you, and now you're here." And he preaches to them, and the circumcised believers that Peter brought with him are amazed because the Holy Spirit is applied to this group of Gentiles in Cornelius' household. And they're all like, "What? What just happened? How did this happen?" Baptism without circumcision. So that's how it qualifies as such in chapter 10. Very good chapter. But I really want you to focus on this verse and think about it as a mantra as you go throughout your day. What God has made clean, you must not call profane. And it comes up later, the same kind of language comes up later in his conversation with Cornelius. When he says, Cornelius replied, 4 days ago at this very hour, 3:00, I was praying in my house, and suddenly a dazzling light. Cornelius said, "Your prayers have been heard, and your alms have been remembered by God. Send therefore to Joppa Okay. And then Peter responds to just Cornelius telling him the whole story. This is where it is. Peter began to speak to them. I truly understand God shows no partiality. Who? What? God shows no partiality. Just going to let it sit there for a minute. But in every nation, anyone who fears him and does what is right is acceptable to him. A person, anyone, God has shown me that I should not call anyone profane or unclean. So he applies the thing that is said about the animals in the dream to people, which of course it's the same thing. And so that's when he's explaining to them when Peter says this, when he's explaining to them when he first gets there, I can't say that I can't call anyone profane or unclean who is, and this is in verse 28, I'm not supposed to associate you, but now I cannot call anyone profane or unclean. It's just, I love this language. That is how you got to remember throughout your day that God has made clean. You must not call profane. And that includes yourself. Have a blessed day.